Hello and welcome to the second episode of
Buddy,
the
welcome to
Comic
the
Show
podcast.
podcast with me, your host, Comic, and the person attempting to talk over me, Dylan.
Stupid guy. Hello.
I swear this is not an ad for my streams, but you guys may have heard Dylan's voice over on my streams of Pokemon Violet over on my channel. Something that I have not done in a couple days because I was beating Pokemon Scarlet.
I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say something else.
So I did not get to research the. I did not get around to researching the cybersecurity articles that I was going to report on today because this week has not been going as planned. So that will be possibly a next week thing. But for this week, I do have a couple of stories that have been brought to my attention. In my scrolling of YouTube, I have seen many L's from people the media used to describe as the geniuses of the world. And oh, how far they have fallen. I'm not going to go all throughout this because I do not feel like rediscussing for over 30 minutes the downfall of the Zuckerberg and the downfall of the crypto bro that got way too lucky, was featured on the Dhar Mann, and did other things, but took the biggest L of them all. But I will be discussing Elon and Twitter right now. So, as you may or may not have known, Twitter has been in a very downward spiral, even for Twitter standards, since Elon took over.
Amen.
Elon is officially in the position of there's actually talk around this that he may be getting kicked out as CEO, which is a thing that can happen. But usually it doesn't happen because CEOs usually aren't some child who literally brought a sink into work the first day. Now, granted, that was kind of funny. It was kind of funny, but it was very unprofessional, and little did we know it was exactly how he was planning to run his business. As you may know, he's running it like the clown.
McDonald's actually has pretty good business standards.
Yeah. Why do you keep backing out of this trade, by the way?
I'm not.
I have literally clicked trade it every like 6 times in a row. Your internet is so bad. So bad. Yep, I just got a communication error from you. It communication errored me. And the group was disbanded. Okay, so your internet crashed, essentially. For Pokemon
Not my
standards.
internet, no. I think I just sat in the communication error for too long. Because I'm still online.
I see.
Hold on. What if I form the group?
Yeah,
Let's see
let's
what
try
happens.
that and see if doing it in reverse for some reason works.
Oh, it is going to. Oh, yes, it actually fucking did it this time. Okay.
Alright. Anyway, back to our lovely little topic here. Um but crap, I completely forgot where I was going with that. I had a whole thing planned out in my mind that I was going to do for that, and then it left.
I don't know. We left off and let that sink in, and McDonald's has better business practices.
Yes. Uh crap. It's really just not allowing me to think of more than 3 things at once.
Well, while we have these technical difficulties with Ryan's mind, might I introduce you to Bofa? Best brand known man. That's right. We got a fucking sponsorship deal. No, we didn't. You just been pranked. Got him. Yes. I want to sit out
Well,
with these members.
in the since my brain can't immediately think where it was going to go, I'm just going to ramble about Twitter for a good few more minutes. Um Seemingly everybody is jumping ship, including brands, which were the first to go. Though I still see brands advertising on there. It will not be for very
Dude,
long.
I feel
There
like the
is
lack of advertisement.
there is way too much talk of people jumping ship and going to the longest living platform that hasn't taken an L more than 3 times in a year, unlike other
MySpace.
platforms. No, Tumblr.
What's the difference?
Tumblr still has an active fan base.
Fuck you. Tumblr has
Uh,
a person on there who will not be named simply because podcast.
yes. I think I know who you were talking about. But, uh, I'm just happy that I'm getting the once in a lifetime chance to watch a sinking ship while being on board yet still being perfectly fine. And it is magnificent, especially since um due to Elon's total blunder of paying $8 for a check mark, Tumblr of all sites made fun of him by allowing you to buy their own version of a check mark, which provides nothing for verification. It is literally what they called their important blue check mark. And instead of buying one, you got 2. People immediately figured out you could keep doing this, and it stacked all the way up to 24 in total. So it was hilarious seeing accounts with just 24 blue check marks. So yeah, that's the glory of Twitter just dying out.
Also, I would just like to mention, motherfucker. Of course, the moment I go to say something about it,
We got one trade.
fuck. Oh,
Well, I'm
It said, "Oh yeah, that thing you just sent to help finish your Pokedex. You're not giving that back."
um I apparently am still in the lobby at least. Are you?
I should be.
All right, then we could
Yes.
just reset up the link trade. For those of you on this podcast, I didn't immediately have the idea for this to be the entire episode of the podcast, but um, you know, this is the equivalent of the episode of me handing in my homework as the teacher is grading it, kind of thing.
This is the equivalent of communication ended due to an error. You canceled the trade.
I love being stuck in these trading loops.
All right, here's how we're gonna do this. This is gonna be the only way, it seems. Also, I might disconnect and reconnect, but I will be right back
All right.
if that happens. I don't know.
Um. Well, in the interest of keeping the podcast rolling, um, how it's looking for uh streaming this week. I'm planning at least to do a couple because I am currently less sick than I was last time I streamed. So, shiny hunting will be a thing that I will be doing soon. I'm actually currently working on completing my Pokedex, which is why I'm currently attempting to trade with Dylan. So that's what that schedule's looking a bit more like. Um, I may literally have to look up news on my phone because I physically have like no news topics to talk about. So this is
Um,
going to be a boring episode on the
okay,
podcast if we
okay.
can't
So
figure out something.
it's not exactly recent. I have no clue if you did this in the last episode or not, but Kia Soul USB, or not Kia Soul specifically, but the Kia Hyundai USB situation.
I
That
have not
that
touched
whole
upon that.
fucking TikTok trend.
I have not even brought that
Wait,
up in
what?
my podcast yet because I have not had that time yet. So apparently we're in Zapapico now.
Yes.
Anyway, trading.
Very interesting. But
Yeah, I'm
sure.
pretty sure it just throws a dart at the map and chooses the closest town, and that's where the co-op mode of Scarlet Violet just places you. Anyway, the USB stick thing you were saying?
Yeah. Pretty stupid. I don't know how Kia fucked that up, but they did. Some kids died from it, from what I remember hearing. Because they were being stupid, decided to do the trick and take one out for a joyride. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I know there's currently I think it's a class action lawsuit or something for the manufacturers of, I can't remember which car it is right now, but the car that you can just use the same key on for like every single one of its cars ever made, kind of thing. Like
That sounds
within
like
super
Ford
years.
F-150 made between 2004 and 2007.
Not that, it's different company that had a TikTok trend around it recently.
It also reminds me of 90s GM vehicles, 90s Toyota vehicles,
It was
90s
much more
Fords.
recent. Also, by like ever made, my brain was being stupid. It was only a certain like few years because they didn't put a specific part in the car because that saved them a couple bucks or some crap like that.
That sounds like a lot of different manufacturers, but for whatever reason, the ones coming to mind are Kia and Hyundai,
Yes, those two. That's the ones I was trying to
which
talk
has
about.
the USB stick thing, or the USB hijacking thing rather, where you could literally just fucking plug in your phone with a USB, run a string of code, and yeah, you're going down the road.
Oh God. Also, I think we're in
What
the Are we in the? Are Did you communication error again?
I did.
Damn.
Well, let's try this one more time and see if it'll communication error me out.
I heard that one, so.
Now I get to let it sit for a minute or two.
Oh, now I got the communication error.
There we go.
Whoa, you're turning robot mode. Um.
Um,
Anyway, getting a little more back to podcast for the millionth time now. Just going to quickly touch upon the schedule for next week for the podcast. That is, since I will now have an actual like week of being able to like write a script for this of some sort, or at least I should say speaker notes. It'll be a lot more planned than this one. I'm probably gonna cut this one straight off at the 20-minute mark, but I'm gonna aim for 30 next time. It's just I've been very busy in between the last episode of this and the recording of this episode. And seeing as the channel manager here for SHG, and who host obviously is the YouTube channel that hosts my podcast, he was saying, "Hey yo, I need you to record a podcast episode." So he's getting this random rant of Twitter and being mad at Scarlet Violet for having bad connection.
Yeah, baby.
That is the 20-minute mark, and I'll catch you guys in the next one of this podcast. See you later.
Goodbye.